Assalamu alaikum all. So today I'm going to be talking about how I pay myself first with my halal income. Now this is really important, that habit that I've built up. I used to spend my money for the month first and just kind of try and save whatever I had left. And that was like totally the wrong way of doing it. And I had to do it the other way around. So yeah, just want to say welcome to Simple Muslim Money, which is all about simple halal investing and personal finance for Muslims. So now I want to start off by saying why paying myself last was really bad. So what I would usually do is wait for my income to come in. I would then kind of automatically the bills and stuff will go out, but then I would just kind of just spend money. I don't know, going out. I remember going to Nando's a lot when I was younger, which is like this peri-peri chicken place. Look, doner kebabs. Like back in the day, there wasn't that many sort of halal places as there is now. And I don't know, you call them gyros or something in other parts of the world. I wasn't like that big into clothes as well, but I remember I used to do like things like spend £30 on a haircut. I don't even know why I did that. And there's a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, which I know some people give it a bit of a bad rap, but yeah, he talks about paying yourself first. Now, I actually think the book has some like really valuable lessons and really kind of changed my mindset. It's one of the first books I sort of read about money, and yeah, really kind of shifted how I thought about money. And one of the rules he talks about is paying yourself first. And yeah, this is really good. I do want to like also point out a video by someone called Nisha. She's on YouTube, and yeah, she has like a good video about paying yourself first and just some general money habits that I'll link in the description as well. And yeah, so what does it mean by paying yourself first? So basically mean that when your income comes in from your job or whatever it is, you kind of save a certain amount automatically. So it's all kind of automated. It kind of moves into a savings account typically. So I've got to a stage now where I'm sort of about 20% of my money, as soon as it comes in, I kind of save it and invest it and things like that. But initially I started off with a small amount, say about 10%, something like that. And it would just come in and just go into my savings account. And yeah, I kind of gradually kind of built up. And, you know, before it would just go into savings, now I actually kind of invest that money and it's all kind of automated. And the way I think about it now is, and this is something like this just says in her video, is that just kind of treat it as one of my regular bills. So it's a bill like a mobile phone bill, an internet bill, your rent, whatever it is. It just kind of goes straight away without even me thinking about it. And one of the amazing things about this is that I just sort of ended up saving money without even realizing it. So, and you know, it's one of the big problems I think is like paralysis by analysis. You just kind of overthink things and then you just don't end up doing stuff. And I find like having a bias towards action really makes a big difference, and like it definitely helps. And yeah, another good thing is I'd like to say is, no, feel free to sort of try it out. You can always change your mind and move some money back afterwards. So, you know, I had this fear as, oh my God, what if I need that money? What if something comes up? What if this happens? Because it's just going into my savings. It's like, you know, fine, I can always kind of dip in and out of it if I really have to. And what I found was actually I didn't need to, you know, that money would just go out and I would just kind of use whatever money I needed that was left over in my account. So yeah, it's all kind of like, you know, psychologically you think you might need that money, but pretty much most of the time you don't. And yeah, and it kind of leads me on to the other thing, which is that it feels amazing. Like just having money saving, you feel like you're doing something, you see the money kind of building up. Yeah, and I got to a stage where like months and months had gone by, and then before I knew it, I had all this kind of money saved up, and I was like, wow, I can actually do it. It gave me that confidence, and yeah, it really, really does feel good. And another thing I do want to kind of go back to as well is that money is 90% psychology. I definitely believe that. I've heard Dave Ramsey talk about it, who's like this really good personal sort of finance person. And yeah, it's all about kind of getting out of our own way, and having your money sort of automated like this is a really good first step, like a really good habit to kind of build. And you know, definitely that kind of helps to kind of get out of this kind of paralysis by analysis mindset. Now I've currently gone up to about 20%, and you know, I definitely do want to kind of bring it up. My next aim is to try and get it to the 30% stage. But yeah, I mean, I would say if you're someone brand new to this, I mean, you can start with 5%, it doesn't matter. And I know even 5% could potentially sometimes sound quite a lot to someone. But yeah, the way I like to think about it, like if you look at 5% from £1, it's just like 5p, or 5 cents from $1. It's, you know, it's not that much in the grand scheme of things. And then you've got to kind of scale it up. So then I scale it up. So if I look at £1,000, $1,000, then it's just £50, you know, or $50. So, you know, potentially if that you spend that on something, you wouldn't kind of really kind of feel it. Although I know that's not always the case. For some people, they might be super, super tight. But I think for a lot of people, like 5% is definitely sort of doable. And also, like, even if you did 5% that ended up being too much, you can always kind of dip back into your savings and bring it back as well. But I would find that in most cases, it's not. It's just what happens to our brains. We just end up thinking and overthinking, and then I end up stalling and not doing anything. So yeah, it's definitely worth sort of giving a go. Like almost, I start not think about it, just go ahead and just kind of do it. The next thing is like, I would say that it changes your mindset. You kind of see what's possible. Hey, I can actually save money, and with time, just letting time doing its work, it kind of builds up and I end up having more money. The next thing you think, okay, it gets a little bit sort of competitive, a bit sort of gamification. We're like, okay, let me try and save a little bit more money. Oh, okay, let me try a little bit more and see what happens. And myself, actually, it's not that bad. And just by having that good feeling of saving money just feels amazing, and you feel like you're kind of learning about money, you're doing something about money, and just taking that first step sometimes is one of the most important things. And I know Ramit Sethi talks about it, like money is 85% just taking that first step, just doing that thing. Like, don't forget about like rates of return and things like that. It's just about actually just doing it and just kind of just staying in that kind of financial mindset that, you know, I can do something with my money, and I am someone that will kind of learn about money and kind of know what to do. So yeah, just want to say thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments or anything, please put them down below. I really appreciate it if you smash that like button. Assalamu alaikum.